Hey guys, welcome to the copywriting module. In this part of the course, you'll be learning how to write effective copy for your product landing page. Though it might not seem like it, putting effort into your copy is one of the easiest ways to generate more sales. Good copywriting will help create trust with your brand and motivate prospective customers to purchase from your store. It helps address any reservations a customer might have and will help your page look more professional. We've come up with a simple two-step system that you can use to quickly come up with an effective copy. In the first phase, you'll learn how to conduct research about your product and market, which will lay a foundation for writing good copy. In the second phase, you'll learn how to analyze the data you've gathered and write the actual copy. Alright, so without further ado, let's get to it. Alright, so in phase 1, we're going to be performing customer research. Now the goal of this phase is to perform an analysis of the existing market for the product to better understand who our prospective customers are. By doing so, we can generate copy that will better resonate with our audience, increasing the chances that they convert. There are a few key points that we'd like to focus on, which include what specific pain points do our potential customers have? Are there different groups of customers that might be interested in this product? What types of words and phrases do they use when talking about their pain points? What benefits might customers receive from our product? Now, while doing this research, we recommend that you create a spreadsheet or fiscal list somewhere, as you'll be referencing the data when making your copy in the next phase. Let's go. Alright, so while there is a number of different places you can look to gather this information, Amazon is going to be your best bet. The reviews for the product listings as well as the frequently asked questions will provide you with all the answers that you need to create your key points and more. So when it comes to finding your product on Amazon, you have two options. The first is trying to use search queries that describe your product, which tends to work with products that serve a function, problem solvers. The second way is to use a reverse Google image search. If you're using the Chrome browser, you can simply right-click on any image and click on Search Google for image. When the new tab with the search query pops up, go ahead and add Amazon to the end of the query. This will tell Google to prioritize search results from the Amazon website. Keep in mind that sometimes you may need to try this method with a few different images before one matches up with an Amazon listing. In this case, the neck device was easy to find using some keywords to describe its purpose. By looking up cervical neck traction device, I was able to find a bunch of different listings. After finding a few listings for your product, it's time to go ahead and start sifting through the data and find the 4 key points outlined earlier. We recommend starting with the reviews, as they will generally provide a majority of the things that you're looking for. After you've exhausted those, you can also look at the Q&A section for additional insight. When doing this, be sure to go through several different product listings so that you can get a variety of opinions. After reading dozens of reviews, I compiled a list of all the things that we mentioned to look out for. These are in a random list for now, but we'll go through and sort them accordingly in a little bit. When making the list, I tried not to record too many entries of similar customer experiences, instead making note of those that varied at least somewhat. This way we can create copy that resonates with all types of customers. Now here's the list I came up with for Mr. Neck. I had been having some sore muscles in my neck from looking down so much during the day. I work at a desk and have to do a lot of paperwork. I started using this product for about 15 to 20 minutes when I got home every day, and it has really helped. It helps remind me not to let my head flop or tilt too long and keep a better posture as my neck muscles realign and strengthen. I often suffer from some neck and upper shoulder pain, most often conveyed via stress and restless nights of sleep. I tend to get migraines from a herniated disc in my neck, and this did an amazing job at relieving the pressure and completely alleviating the pain. The second was a bit of an odd use, but it worked perfectly as a customizable travel pillow. This allowed the passenger to sleep very comfortably while upright in the car without waking up with neck pain from slumping over. I sit at the computer all day and experience constant neck pain. I need decent neck support on international flights, and I'm hoping this will supply it. I've not gone on the flight yet, but just by testing this out at home, it seems to provide the support I'm looking for. I had a bad cervical sprain this summer, and I've been in constant pain since despite physiotherapy and medication. My job requires me to work on a computer, and as a student, I also use a computer. When working on a computer, I struggle to keep a good posture, and this collar brace has been very helpful. I worked with it on a computer for several hours, and I had complete pain relief. I would have given 5 stars to this product. This item is a godsend. I'm currently dealing with degenerative disc, arthritis, and a pinched nerve in my neck. The chronic pain has become unbearable at times, causing muscle spasms and cramps that perpetuate. This has given me relief when I could not get away from the pain. I've done everything from physical therapy, cryotherapy, acoustic wave therapy, chiropractic, medicated the problem, and ultimately, when the pain is at its climax, this device provides just enough relief for things to calm down and stop escalating. I drive 40 to 50k miles a year, and that takes a toll on my upper back and neck. I ordered this product because I've noticed that I let my head hang to one side or the other after I've been on the road for a long time. This product helps me keep my neck straight while I'm driving, so I don't realize after the fact that I've been hanging my head and hurting my neck. It's a very comfortable device and doesn't impede my ability to turn my neck for mirror and traffic checking. This is a lifesaver. I have a C1/C2 fusion and have daily pain in my neck. This traction device is so easy to put on and works instantly by taking weight off my spine. It has also halted a migraine that was coming on. My son gets neck pain as well, and he loves this. The pain relief without medication is amazing. One thing to note here is that it's not necessary to go overboard and spend hours going through Amazon product listings. A good rule of thumb is to go through the listings until you have about 10 unique reviews, each containing different points. After you've put the list together, it's time to go ahead and analyze the reviews in order to get our answers. This part is pretty straightforward. Just use your best judgment and make note of any patterns across all the different pieces. Jumping back to Mr. Neck, let's go through the list of questions and see what we can find here. So question number 1, what specific pain points do our potential customers have? Looking through the list of Amazon reviews, they're pretty easy to spot on. Sore neck muscles, neck pain, cervical pain, poor posture, neck pain-induced insomnia, shoulder pain, herniated disc, migraines, pinched nerve, degenerative disc, and arthritis. Alright, so question number 2, are there different groups of customers that might be interested in this product? Now this one requires a little bit of creativity, but on the basis of the pain points we discovered in the first question, we can try and come up with different groups of people that might have jobs or lifestyles that can lead to the conditions above. Now here's what I came up with. People who work on the computer a lot, people who suffer muscle injury, people who fly often, people who drive often, and people who experience constant neck pain. Alright, so question number 3. What types of words do they use when referring to their pain points? What we're looking for here are the actual specific word choices or phrases that are commonly used. Now looking through the list, these words seem to pop up the most. Herniated disc, neck pain, sore muscles, chronic pain, pain relief, chiropractor, and restless. Alright, and lastly, question number 4. What benefits might the customer receive from this product? Now these are super easy to identify most positive reviews of the product. You should be able to pick up a good amount of data from just a glance at a few different reviews. So here's what I came up with. Instant neck pain relief, help improve posture, can be used as a travel pillow to reduce neck tension while driving or flying, relieves migraines from neck pain induced stress, and it's easy to use. Alright, so to wrap things up, we now have all the key pieces of information that we need about our target audience to write effective copy. By looking over the data that you just wrote, you should have a pretty good understanding of your customer pain points and should have come up with the answers to the questions posed earlier. You're now ready for Phase 2. In Phase 2, we're going to be writing the actual copy. The goal of Phase 2 is to use the information gathered in Phase 1 to write effective copy. Though you might be tempted to just throw all the information on your landing page, having too much text can discourage site visitors from staying for more than a few seconds. People are much more likely to leave a landing page if they have to do a lot of work to get to the core of what you're trying to say. As such, we strongly recommend taking a more conservative approach, only including certain key pieces of information. Having tested different formats and lengths of copy, we've found that breaking the copy up into 4 to 6 sections, each just a paragraph long, works great. Each of the sections will focus on some aspect of the customer or customer pain point that we feel is important, based on the data in Phase 1. The types of sections we will use across our various stores remain largely the same, with slight variations depending on the product or niche. The sections are product details, benefits, results, how does it work, who is it for, and FAQ. So let's jump into the various sections to give you an idea of what the purpose of each is and what type of information you might expect here. The product details section is a short paragraph that goes right below the product image on the product page. It's essentially the product description in Shopify. Typically, what we'd like to include here is a sentence or two about the product in the form of a memorable catchphrase, coupled with any important product details in bullet point format. Additionally, if you're trying to sell something where the dimensions are important, like a piece of clothing, placing your sizing chart here is a good option as well. Some other examples of important product details are the product material, number of items in a bundle, if you're selling something like socks, and any other important information the customer should know before purchasing. Remember, try to keep this brief but concise. Just use your best judgment and include the pieces of information that are relevant to the product. Let's take a look at the product details for Mr. Neck. So what I ended up doing here is referencing some of the benefits and customer lingo to create the copy. Also, for some portions I'll use Google search to quickly find answers to obvious questions like, what is cervical neck traction? So here's what I came up with. The same relief you get at the chiropractor in the comforts of your own home. The Mr. Neck uses cervical neck traction to create space between the vertebrae and keep the spinal disc healthy. It's essentially a miracle cure that can provide instant neck pain relief. Try it at home for 30 days, and if you don't like it, return it for your money back. No questions asked. So taking a look at the copy, you'll notice that I reference chiropractors in the first sentence. This is because in many of the reviews, people share their experiences with going to chiropractors as beneficial, but really tedious since they have to make and attend appointments, as well as being potentially expensive. I also included a little snippet of how the technology works to educate the customers on why the device works. Lastly, I wrapped this section up with the main benefit, which is instant neck pain relief and a money-back guarantee. That's about it for this section. Let's move on to the next section. Alright, so in the next section, we're going to be writing about the benefits. Now, going through the gathered data, we noticed people claimed a variety of different benefits as a result of using the product. Now, here's what I came up with. Experience instant and long-term benefits. Instant neck pain relief, improved posture, relieves migraines. The Mr. Neck cervical traction device is effective against pinched nerves, muscle strain, neck stiffness, cervical neck spasms, herniated discs. As you can see, this one is straight to the point, nothing fancy, no cheesy sales lines. I started off real simple by outlining the benefits they could receive and then showing what kinds of symptoms it's effective against. That's it. The benefit section is really easy. Now remember, you want to explain everything in as short of a sentence as possible because people don't have all day to read paragraphs of copy. Alright, let's move on to the results section. Now the results section is essentially a continuation of the benefits section. Here you typically shift the focus to all the benefits as a whole and provide information like how long until they see the benefits, whether or not the benefits are permanent, how long a product has to be used until the benefits are seen. Now these don't have to be in any particular format. Generally, a few short sentences will do the trick. So let's take a look at what this section looks like for Mr. Neck. Here's what I came up with. Wear the Mr. Neck for just 15 minutes a day for pain relief that can last the entire day. Not only does it deliver instant relief, but you can see lasting results after daily usage. Wear it while working, traveling, or even relaxing. No need to disrupt your daily schedule. And yep, that's it for the results. It's nice, it's simple, and it gets right to the point. So now after showing your prospective customers the potential benefits and results, you want to educate them on how the device actually works. The information is important because although you provided your customers with a breakdown of what benefits they can expect and when they can expect them, they likely aren't 100% convinced that it will actually deliver on those promises. The key here is to describe the technology or characteristics of the product in a way that the customer can understand while also being thorough. If you haven't taken the time to understand exactly how your product works, it's important that you do so now. Not only is it the crux of writing a great results section, but it will also come in handy later down the road when you're making video advertisements. So let's jump in and see what this might look like for Mr. Neck. Here's what I came up with. Neck pain arises when there is decreased space between the intervertebral discs, which causes issues such as decreased blood flow and pinched nerves. Mr. Neck handles both problems by neutralizing the weight placed on your neck muscles, allowing them to stretch and relax. This increases the amount of space between your intervertebral discs, which relieves pinched nerves and encourages better circulation. A single session provides instant relief, and daily use contributes to a healthier posture and alignment of the cervical discs. The way I came up with the copy was I first researched what the common issues of neck pain were, which were decreased blood flow and pinched nerves. Then I looked up how the cervical traction device could solve these common problems. It essentially works by neutralizing the weight and increasing the space between your intervertebral discs. Finally, I finished the paragraph off by directly stating the link between the technology and the benefits, which is instant neck pain relief and long-term posture correction. Now you can follow my exact format for writing your own how it works, but in most cases, you'll have to be creative and come up with your own ideas for writing this portion based on the particulars of your product and niche. Alright, so with that out of the way, let's move on to the final section. Alright, the primary focus of this section is to reference what groups of people might benefit your product and tie it into their lifestyle. You're essentially painting a picture about how the product fits into their life in the form of a short paragraph. Typically, we format it along the lines of this. So the who, you start off by making it clear that you're writing about the group or demographic that you're targeting and tell them about the product. The what, you then briefly tell them how the product fits into some aspects of their life. Then the wrap up, a short closing statement where you reiterate that your product can help relieve their pain points. If this sounds a little bit confusing, don't worry, it's easy to understand once you see an example. Let's take a look at how we did this for Mr. Neck. Here's what I came up with. If you sit at the computer often, travel frequently, or suffer injuries, then the Mr. Neck is perfect for you. It's been designed to keep your neck aligned during work, to be used as a travel companion on long drives and flights, and to help relieve pain caused by injuries. It's the perfect solution for anyone looking for neck pain relief. Alright, so the first sentence is pretty straightforward. I simply highlighted our main customers based around the list that I made earlier, and introduced the notion that Mr. Neck can benefit them. In the next sentence, I state the benefits that they could provide to the group I'm addressing, mentioning that it specifically addresses their issue. And finally, to wrap it up with another iteration of the results. That's it for this section. Let's move on to the final section, the FAQ. Now the FAQ section should include the most common questions that you may have found in phases 1 and 2. Now this section is important because it addresses reservations a customer might have about your product that might be preventing them from making a purchase. All the information you'll need for this section can be found on the FAQ of your product's Amazon listing. So if you didn't make note of these before, go ahead and do so now. Keep in mind you don't need to make a massive list. About 5 of the most commonly asked questions will do. The format we present this in is typically something that looks like this. Does this product explode? Only if you set it on fire. Now let's take a look at how we did it for Mr. Neck. Here's what we came up with. How long does it take to get relief? The Mr. Neck provides both immediate relief and as little as 15 minutes a day, as well as long-term relief with repeated use. Who is the Mr. Neck for? The Mr. Neck is for people of all ages and sizes from all walks of life. If you suffer from neck pain and stiffness, you can find relief and improve your quality of life. Does the Mr. Neck fit all neck sizes? Yes, the Mr. Neck features adjustable Velcro straps that allow it to expand as needed for an optimal fit. Will the Mr. Neck work as a travel pillow? Yes, if you suffer from neck stiffness, then Mr. Neck will be a perfect add-on to your daily travels. Is the Mr. Neck effective against migraines? Yes, if you have neck pain-induced migraines, this can most certainly improve your headaches. Alright, so this one was pretty basic. All I did was look through the most common Q&As across the product listing on Amazon and then just paraphrased it. Okay, so that just about wraps up the copy portion of the course. At this point, you should have all of the copy you want to include on your product page ready to go. Now the next step will be finding and creating the appropriate images to go with the copy we just made. I'll catch you guys in the next section.